What is common between Kutti, Shankar, Lakshman and Sudhirdar? A. Film direction. B. Drawing cartoons. C. Instrumental music. D. Classical dance. Kutti Nair. He was an Indian political cartoonist and was famous by his name as Kutti. Shankar Pamarthi, famously known as Shankar, he is a caricaturist and cartoonist from Hyderabad. R.K. Lakshman. Rasipuram Krishna Swami Lakshman was a famous cartoonist, illustrator, and humorist. He was best known for his creation The Common Man for the Times of India. Sudhirdar. He was a political cartoonist for the newspapers like The Statesman and the Hindustan Times. Who is the founder of Hiraiyanka dynasty? A. Ajatashatru. B. Harshvardhan. C. Bimbisara. D. Gyananand. Initially, the capital was Rajgrihi. Later, it was shifted to Patliputra, near the present-day Patna in India. The founder of this dynasty was Bimbisara himself. According to the Buddhist text, the Mahavamsa, Bimbisara was anointed king by his father at the age of 15. Tadoba National Park, known for sheltering tiger, panther and bear, is located in A. Assam, B. Maharashtra, C. Karnataka, D. Tamil Nadu. In the Chandrapur district of Maharashtra lies the Tadoba Andhari National Park, which shelters around 43 tigers till date. The Tiger Reserve is one of the 50 tiger reserves in India, which also happens to be the largest and oldest national park in the state. The name of the national park was kept after the name of the god Tadoba, who is worshipped by the local tribes, and Andhari is the name of the river which meanders between the forests. Walker Cup is associated with which sports? A. Cricket, B. Football, C. Fencing, D. Golf. The Walker Cup is a golf trophy contested in odd-numbered years by leading male amateur golfers in two teams, United States, and Great Britain and Ireland. The cup is named after George Herbert Walker, who was president of the USGA in 1920 when the match was initiated. How many small ring-like vertebrae are there in the human vertebrae? A. 10, B. 22, C. 33, D. 25. The spinal column, characteristic of each vertebrate species, is a moderately flexible series of vertebrae, singular vertebrae, each constituting a characteristic irregular bone whose complex structure is composed primarily of bone, and secondarily of hyaline cartilage. They show variation in the proportion contributed by these two tissue types. Such variations correlate on one hand with the cerebral caudal rank, and on the other with phylogenetic differences among the vertebrate taxa. From what location are the first computer instructions available on boot up? A. From BIOS, B. CPU, C. boot in D. config sys. In computing. BIOSes firmware used to provide runtime services for operating systems and programs and to perform hardware initialization during the booting process. The BIOS firmware comes pre-installed on an IBM PC or IBM PC compatible system board and exists in UEFI-based systems too. Who has the most goals by a player for a single club? A. Cristiano Ronaldo, B. Lionel Messi, C. Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., D. Sunil Chhetri.
Lionel Andres Messi, born the 24th of June 1987, also known as Leo Messi, is an Argentine professional footballer who plays as a forward for Ligue 1 club Paris Saint-Germain and captains the Argentina national team. Often considered the best player in the world and widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, Messi has won a record 7 Ballon d'Or awards, a record 6 European Golden Shoes, and in 2020 was named to the Ballon d'Or Dream Team. Until leaving the club in 2021, he had spent his entire professional career with Barcelona, where he won a club record 35 trophies, including 10 La Liga titles, 7 Copa del Rey titles and 4 UEFA Champions Leagues. A prolific goal scorer and creative playmaker, Messi holds the records for most goals in La Liga, 474, a La Liga and European League season, 50, most hat-tricks in La Liga, 36, and the UEFA Champions League, 8, and most assists in La Liga, 192, a La Liga season, 21, and the Copa America, 17. He also holds the record for most international goals by a South American male, 86. Messi has scored over 750 senior career goals for club and country, and has the most goals by a player for a single club.
Who among the following was the first to trace the relation of round head of Bengali people with Mongoloid characteristic? A. Paul Topperet, B. Sir Herbert Reilly, C. G. S. Ghurye, D. William Henry Sleeman. Sir Herbert Reilly was the first to trace the relation of round head of Bengali people with Mongoloid characteristics. He considered these people as a common descendants of Dravidians and Mongoloid people. Downy mildew of bajra caused by A. C. fusiformis, B. F. graminicula, sclerospora, C. T. penicillica, D. all of the above. Downy mildew, which is also known as green hair, is one of the destructive diseases of foliage like bajra, which is caused by fungus. The specific fungal organism responsible for its cause is Sclerospora graminicula. It is a soil-borne disease but spread through airborne spores of the fungus. Wet leaves in humid weather act as the most favorable spot for its infection. Cost calculated for per hectare is known as A. Cost of cultivation, B. Cost of production, C. Cost of farming, D. Fixed cost. Variable costs are relatively straightforward and include costs such as seed, fertilizers and chemicals. The cost of these fluctuate depending on market prices, but generally speaking, they will eventually moderate and only account for a portion of farmers' costs.